My future promise to do better in marketing, I think, is to continue spending time with both marketing professionals and students to try and, raise the bar and constantly share the learnings that we and the WFA have got to ensure that everybody has all the tools and knowledge to just make things better, and that's my commitment.
My promise for how we're going to try and improve marketing is that we're going to continue our better marketing agenda as WFA, as the World Federation of Advertisers. We are going to continue to lean on the very best and most experienced and most insightful marketers in our industry. We're going to listen to their stories and we're going to communicate those stories to a broader audience to make sure that people can be inspired by great brand stories and understand what better marketing means.
My future promise for doing good with marketing is to continue to spread the word that governance and operations can have in marketing organizations. Most marketers tend not to want to run towards a governance or operations mindset, but when they understand that it enables you and it helps guide you through all the intricacies that is a modern marketing world that we all are operating in, they'll be able to do better in marketing and actually influence others in the community.
My personal future promise of doing good is being personally brave and truthful, which probably sounds really easy, but I think it's quite tough. Being a Black female in a white male dominated industry, there are many times where you kind of self-edit or say like, oh, I won't speak up, that might not make sense, or people may not agree. And yeah, this is the year that I'm just fully unleashing all of my inner thoughts and speaking up on things that I think are important and things that are less important, and really, just truly being my full self and making it okay for others to do that as well.
So how am I going to try better marketing? I think I will continue the focus on purpose and optimism. That is something that I and my team talk every day. And as I mentioned, one more time, I will drive authentic marketing campaigns.
Well, for me, it's very top of mind at the moment. We recently soft launched and thoroughly launched by the end of the year a new campaign called RC, Made and Meri, where we actually try to collect 1 to 2 million euro to the Baltic Sea, which is terribly polluted. For me, it's really personal because I spend my summers in the middle of the Baltic Sea on a small island, and it's horrid. If you haven't been there and tried to wash yourself and try to keep kids and dogs out of the water, you don't know what it's like. It's covered by a porridge of green algae every year. So we will try to do everything we can to stop the eutrophication of the Baltic Sea.
Well, my personal promise is to work more with brands that engage with activities with good intentions. It might not be that the brand is already doing great in terms of sustainability and good values and good things, but then I see my role is to bring that out and then help companies to use this asset and come back to their values and really understand how they can do business well. I think it's everybody's role in who are working in companies and working with branding and marketing to kind of, in your own position, keep that in mind, that the choices, when you can make a choice, you make the good choice, even though it might not seem feasible in some other terms that the business has been driven before. Yeah.
My promise is that all this background and strength I've had from this country, from our school system and from my family, I would do my best to take that strength to girls and women in other countries and in this country as well. It's not about the single promise, but you never know when there is a moment of discussions in a cocktail party or in the street wherever, when you see the option, somebody's talking something, and then you can share your own story or experience. Sometimes it's even a tiny story. For example, tourists, walking in the middle of Helsinki, and then you chat with them, and then you can, for example, share them a story that hey, have you ever heard that Finland is so equal that we don't have in our language, we don't have he or she, we only have hän. And these kind of small details which you can share every single day, it's a good start. And I see these opportunities daily several times, and it's part of thinking, part of communicating, part of acting. So I can't make any additional one single promise. I would say that each of us, we can find our own ways of making the difference. Some of us are very active in social media, so please use that platform as a way to communicate and share these things. Some of us are very active, volunteering and working active in some of these NGOs or organizations who are promoting women's rights. Some of us are very good in arts, so let's use our own talents and strengths, and then I challenge each of us to find the best way to promote women's rights.
My personal promise on doing better marketing. Actually, this Monday I started as a columnist in Kauppalehti, and the mission in that blog is to bring the marketing and brand building to higher levels in companies' decision making. So it should be in the board level, because good branding sort of overarches everything that the company does. And if it's not in the board level, there's nobody who's supervising the company to actually making it happen. And I think that if, let's say, biggest 50 Finnish companies would hire somebody in the board level and take good brand building and good marketing in the really pointy agenda, we could achieve a huge growth economically. Plus, everything would be better designed and easier and more fun to use.
So my personal promise through sound is to continue to contribute to the human aspect that music allows brands to communicate these days. So it's not about one piece of music and that I like it and I think it's cool. It's really about what is this communicating and how are we human through that.
My personal promise for doing better in the future of marketing is to listen more. I talk a lot, and I remind myself just to listen more. There's a temptation in your careers to, I mentioned it before, to teach, to guide, to think you have the answers, and constantly reminding ourselves that we are largely ignorant, that there's lots we don't know, that our opinions are opinions, and trying to have that humility, listen to others, learn. That's my ongoing promise and something I work at every day to be better at.
I think my personal promise is to at least talk about the fact that human behavior and consumer behavior, customer needs are always in a core of good business. And what marketing brings into that table is customer centricity and understanding of customer behavior. And I think that is the mission I'm on, to talk how important it is to value customer relation, to listen to customers' needs and design around those needs.